Ladies, gentlemen, and others, welcome back to Boz Comics. I'm sorry I missed the last couple of days. I think it was Thursday and Friday. I didn't upload a video when I typically would have. A lot of work drama. I'm in the process of looking for another job. I think I may have found one. I am elbow deep in the preliminary process. I just completed a video interview today. So we'll see how it goes. Not as lucrative as the temp job. That's not really working out right now because of incompetence, not on my part. But it is a permanent position, so that would be pretty sweet. So we'll see how it goes. But until then, I have more time to make videos for you all. I was just really tired the last few days, and I just couldn't bring myself to. Anyway, I'm here now. So today I wanted to do kind of a discussion video. Talking about something very near and dear to my heart, that being the importance of superheroes. By superheroes, I mean like superheroes in the traditional sense, like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, your secret identity, the mild-mannered reporter, neurotic photographer, the whole nine yards, right? Like these kind of like everyday Joe Schmoes and Jane Does, and connecting with the people, and then at a moment's notice, they take off their glasses, they step into the phone booth and become, something else, someone else. Dropping Arrow references there, and then they go out and they save the day. They kick all kinds of ass. They have these harrowing adventures, and then they go home at the end of the day. They kiss their wives. They pet their dogs, whatever. They don't kiss their wives because the major companies hate married characters for some reason. We're not going to get down that rabbit hole again. But I've noticed, like, more and more, like, we really have moved away from traditional superheroes. We really have. Like, we have people with powers who, go out into the world and try to affect change for good. But for many years now, decades, I think we've seen this slow shift away from the idea of the costumed do-gooder, the person who affects a persona and uses it to inspire others, to strike fear into the hearts of bad people, and to essentially break the law in the pursuit of the public good. We have heroes who, I guess you could argue they're superheroes, right? But like their identities are public. Their iconography is debatable, right? I mean, well, because we've been heavily inspired by the MCU, right? So it's all like people running around in muted color tack gear now. That's what we do. I remember when DC was doing the New Age of Heroes thing about like 6 years ago now, maybe. We had Damage, we had Brimstone, Silencer, and then the one that I loved most of all was Sideways, because it was like, what if Spider-Man, but YouTuber, and instead of jumping around on webs, he could slip between portals that enabled him to teleport. Like, Sideways was a fun character, but none of the New Age of Heroes books sold well at all. Did not do well. It was so depressing. And like, I love Sideways and I love Damage. I think I had every issue, digitally at least. And those books were so cool. They just did not do well. I don't think people really want superheroes anymore. That's really sad. I mean, I don't think we'll ever see the complete abolition of characters like Spider-Man or Batman or Superman. Like, probably those three. And I guess Wonder Woman, but like, no, like Wonder Woman doesn't fit my kind of idea of what a superhero is, though. Like, because Wonder Woman is just Wonder Woman all the time, right? I do think that the secret identity is a key component to what makes my idea of a superhero, because that human connection is really important for me. Because I don't think it's nearly as possible to connect with readers or everyday people within the fiction itself if you're just like a god all the time. If you're a literal Amazon, like you can say that you go down to the bar or whatever or knock a few back with your girlfriends, but I'm sorry, it's not the same thing. You're not living like a normal person at all. Like you just can't connect in the same way. I don't want to hear it. I think it's bullshit. But yeah, there's certain characters that I think will endure possibly forever. So like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. I could see those three just kind of going on forever. They will endure. Although I think one day we might see Superman sans secret identity, although I think that would be a terrible mistake. I think we've toyed with it before. I think there was an arc or two of that in the New 52, but like I think we're going to see it long term at some point in the future, and I think that will be awful. But no. I think we've just kind of shifted away from this idea. I don't know what it is. I've told this story before. I had a lady friend that I was really getting into American comics, right? Because everyone reads webcomics these days in some form or another. Like half the fucking country reads manga, right? But, superhero comics are still kind of a niche. So Western comics are still kind of a niche, superhero comics especially. So I did the drug dealer thing, man. Like I hooked her up with a taste, right? Like a familiar sort of thing. I was like, here's some Ed Brubaker comics. I gave her like the entirety of his Killer Be Killed series, and she fucking loved that. And I was like, yeah, see, it's rad. And then I don't remember what else I gave her, but I gave her some other stuff. It's like, I think I gave her God Country, which is an awesome book we should talk about on the channel sometime. And then like I was like, here's okay, so you like the gritty crime stuff. Here's Frank Miller's Man Without Fear. It's a Daredevil origin story. It's badass. It's high crime, like street level ninja shit with a costume in literally like one page of the book. Like here, like let's get your toes wet when it comes to superheroes, okay? And then in addition to that, I had given her the first volume of the J. Michael Straczynski run on Spider-Man, which I've talked about numerous times on this channel and how much I love it. So, because I'm like, if you want to get into Spider-Man, start here. The villains kind of suck, but everything else about this series is fucking dope as hell. Like, here you go. This is the best Spider-Man's ever been. She held on to them for like, I think a couple of months, and then she like tried to give them back, and I pressed her. I was like, oh, so did you read them? And she's like, yeah, no. And I was like, no, hold on to these, read them, and get back to me when you do. She's never going to read them, and I'm never going to get those books back, but it's okay. I mean, it's not really. It actually kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but like, it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to accept that, people don't get it. But it really made me think, right? Like especially the Daredevil book. I was like, holy shit, why are people so turned off by the idea of these like people in costumes? Okay, you know what? Like, I get it that like if you see a person running around in a batsuit in real life, it's either going to be utterly terrifying or it's going to look doofy as hell. I've seen both put into practice. I understand that, but we're not talking about real life. We're talking about comics where these things are drawn. And so they are merged flawlessly into the setting in which they inhabit. So what is so strange? Just like Michael Myers can put on a mask and go like, stabbing bitches to death and y'all don't like bat an eye, right? Ghostface can put on his get up and start talking about what's your favorite scary movie and nobody gives a shit. There seems to be this like gut reaction that people have nowadays where if they see someone jumping around in a costume they're so turned off by it, and I just think that's such a shame. You know, if you look at the MCU, they're taking their fucking masks off every 5 seconds. Now, I know that ostensibly that's because the actors want as much face time as possible, but it pisses me off. It always looks fucking ridiculous. Wear your goddamn masks. Don't take on the role of a superhero if you're not gonna fucking have your face in the... Fuck! Sorry, I have feelings. Oh, God. This shit pisses me off so much, man. Like, there's such great stories of heroism and just, like, these ordinary people becoming icons, literally wearing the resolves on their sleeves and going out and facing death and danger and destruction on the daily. And having these incredible fights against, insane, insurmountable evils. And people just, they just seem so fucking turned off by the existence of people in costumes. Oh, that's too fucking doofy for you? Like, holy shit. That's where you draw the line. Okay. So, these characters, if they were doing the exact same shit, in a trench coat, people would be like, man, this story is fucking dope. Once the costumes come out, shit, man. Look, I mean, look at Moon Knight. We got the Disney Plus series coming up, which I will be covering extensively on this channel, I expect, because I'm very excited about that. We got Moon Knight coming up. Moon Knight is a fascinating story about faith, mental illness, love, friendship, obsession, right? There's so much depth to it. Identity is a core theme of Moon Knight. Legacy, especially when we get into shit like Black Spectre or whatever. But no, people aren't going to engage with probably one of the better representations of mental illness in mainstream comics because the main guy wears a costume. Kill me. I don't understand. I think that's just such a silly thing to balk at, right? I think it's dumb. I think it's heartbreaking. And I think that because so many audiences are just unwilling to engage at that point, it's one of the reasons why there seems to be such this drive, right, to when we take these properties into other media, we always have to grit it up, which I don't actually have a problem with. I like the grounding. I like adding the grit, right? I think a lot of times it's the property's improved by a little grit, which I know is an unpopular opinion in this community, but there you go. But what I don't like is that, we seem to have to ground it to the point where all those superhero trappings kind of fade away into practical nothingness. Keep the costumes, keep the pageantry, keep the secret identities. Secret identities, again, I have an older video on this channel talking about the importance of secret identities because that human connection, that link to the audience is paramount for good superhero fiction. I'm just not really interested in reading about another Tony Stark copycat, okay? Another rich adventurer or another woman who is just so average, until she gets thrust into crazy circumstances. That's kind of all the rage now too. I like my costumed heroes, man. They're what inspired me most when I was growing up. They're what got me through some of the hardest parts of my life, Spider-Man in particular. I've talked about that more than once, and I will continue to discuss it in the future. But I don't know. I think we're just too cynical. I think that, people can believe all kinds of evil. They can believe untold destruction. They can buy into horrible tragedy. They can understand ideas about magic or fantastic technologies. But the idea of someone putting on a mask and essentially playing a character, not to hurt other people, but to kind of exert their will onto the world and to use it to shape things into something better, That's too hokey for them. Oh God, and I don't know how to bridge that gap. I guess I know that's kind of the end of the spiel, man. Like, I know I'm kind of ending this on a depressing note, but it's something I've been thinking about a lot lately because it bothers me. It really does. And I don't know, maybe that'll be the call to action for this video, right? What do you guys think makes people bounce off traditional superhero comics so hard? Do you think it's the costumes? Do you think that all they know is like the older stuff? Did 60s Batman just like ruin the idea of the traditional superhero for everyone, so they think that that's what everything is? You know, what do you think it is? Like, what do you think really provides the barrier to entry for superhero comics, and what do you think we could do as a fandom, as a community in comics, Western comics in particular, to tear those barriers down and kind of maybe like pull some people in and show them, like, you know, what's so cool about like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, stuff like that? You know, how do you think we can get more converts to the Church of the Mask, as it were? I don't know. You tell me. Give me your fucking ideas, because I got none. I want your ideas. You people are smart. You're subscribed to Boz Comics. Speaking of which, prove your intellectual superiority today and subscribe to Boz Comics. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, go fuck yourself. Also, give it a thumbs down. If you'd love to support what I do here, you're a champ. If you would like to, you can make a $3 donation at the link below and buy me a coffee. It will make my wife very happy, because I can tell her that all this dicking around on YouTube is not for naught. Okay. Oh fuck, I was trying to be funny and I overdid it. Now I'm coughing like a jackass. Okay, thanks for listening to this kind of like depressed, tired ramble, my dudes. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow I'm hoping to have a comic review up. We'll see what happens, but there should be a video tomorrow. Monday through Friday is still the plan. We'll see how it goes. I love you all very much. I will see you next time. Okay, thanks. Bye.